There's nothing like cracking that cellophane and pulling that record out. It just smells great.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Non-stop hardcore energy.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Unlike any other.
With your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bod Father.
Man, this stuff rocks.
Hey, this is Rob from A Way Out, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Hour, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, aka the Bod Father. And as always, I bring you guys and gals awesome interviews. Today it's an honor and a privilege to welcome Rob of A Way Out. And they have released their debut single entitled A Way Out, which was recorded by renowned producer Kile Odell, which is known for his work with Motionless and White, and plus numerous other influential bands as well, folks. So Rob, welcome to the podcast, and how you doing, my man?
Hey. I'm doing pretty well, man. How are you?
Doing great. Hope you calm down a little bit. It's all good.
Yeah.
All right. So this band crossed paths through the local music scene in San Antonio in 2018. But then, life happens and you guys lose touch with each other. But let's talk about how you guys came together during that time frame in that local scene.
So, man, I think I went to high school with the vocalist Josh, so we had always been connected at some point in time. We had always done music projects in the past and stuff like that. But I was in the band Backwards, and I had parted ways with them in 2015, and I wasn't really doing much. And Josh was in a band called Lifelike. I played a few live shows with them, and then I up and moved to Texas, and Josh had reached out to me and he was talking about music, and I had brought up the idea to start an actual project. So Kile Odell was a really good friend, and I booked some studio time with him. And me and Josh flew. At the time, I lived in Vegas, which I still do, and he lived in San Antonio. So we both flew out there, and that's when we actually tracked this first single, A Way Out, in which, it actually turned out pretty awesome. There's it's pretty funny. We have like 3 different versions, but yeah. It's pretty crazy, man.
It's probably hard to choose which version you wanted to put out, to be honest with you, because, you like them all, of course.
For sure. Yep. No, and honestly, we also had Joshua Landry. He's actually the vocalist of the band called Low Spirit. They actually got pretty big recently, but he was also responsible for writing on the actual track. He was actually in studio writing with us. And yeah, man, it turned out pretty great. And then we went with Robbie Joyner and Richard Wikander, which are separate producers, and they later had a hand in also co-writing the actual chorus and all that other stuff. So yeah, man, there's a lot of hands on this project, so it's pretty crazy.
Just on one song, man, a whole lot of stuff. But you know what, though? That's good. You want people that's going to have your back, that has your best interest, and plus, that's their product they're also putting out there.
Absolutely.
You got to have that, and it's got to be, reassuring for you guys as well.
Yeah, that's one thing that really kept the momentum going in this project, man. And also Way Out was one of those songs where it was really interactive, and that's one of the reasons why we chose to actually release that song first, because we actually started writing it the day that I think the album's called Ammo from Bring Me the Horizon. So the day that actually came out is when we actually wrote the actual track. So yeah, it's super cool, man. But yeah.
We're going to get into that video because I like how this starts out, because I'm a paranormal guy, and I thought, well, they throwing some paranormal stuff into this, and we'll get into that here in just a little bit. But
sure. Yeah.
But Josh was at a point of considering giving up on music, but you're out in Las Vegas, and you reached out to Josh with a proposition to say, "Look, man, no, let's keep this rolling." And it's hard, and it's got to be hard for somebody to be at that point, say, "I want to give up on something that I actually love."
Yeah, Josh, he was the momentum in his last band, and he pushed it really hard, and they were awesome. And Josh is a really good person too. So, me, I'm kind of like, I really didn't want him to actually quit because of his actual talent too, and the fact that he was a really good friend. So I was just like, you know what, I can't let this dude just actually quit.
No.
So yeah.
Do you think that this is a breath of fresh air for Josh coming into this band?
Yes, I actually do. And it's, the fact that it's mostly, I would say, alternative rock and hard rock. Yes, we do have some heavy tracks, but the fact that it's mostly him singing, which is what he's actually been wanting to do, and the fact that all the producers pushed him to actually do to reveal his actual voice. It's pretty crazy because his voice transformed into like 3 different sounds since 2019. So it's been pretty crazy, man. But yeah, it's been pretty awesome.
When people listen to this single, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I can actually hear the transformation of when it first starts out to when he gets into it. And I mean, he gets into it, and that transformation is man, that's a kick in the face, if you ask me, honestly.
Man, yeah, that right there was really too. I'm gonna be honest. So one reason why that pushed this whole single and this whole band was how good that actual track turned out, because we were not expecting that. Like we had written tracks, but we didn't expect it to turn out that freaking awesome, man. And so when it turned out that freaking awesome, we're just like, dude, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can really tell, especially in the chorus too, like you said, the fucking transformation in his voice and feeling the actual emotion.
Yeah.
And all that other stuff too. And another reason why it took so long in the producing process is finding the right producer for his voice. So because we had tracked with several people, and there's just certain people who vibe with certain people. And so we were extremely patient, man. But do you know what's crazy too? When all this was happening, Josh is also a welding inspector. So he would be on contracts. He would be flying to Utah, to Montana, and he worked for SpaceX for a while. And in the meantime, which I'm here in Vegas, I run an actual, it's like a little contracting thing. So it's pretty crazy, man. Like we had to fly to Houston to record vocals on the majority of the actual tracks. Yes, the vocals were tracked at actual Kile Odell's, but the actual chorus was tracked in Houston. So it's pretty crazy, man. But yeah.
All over the place. And nowadays, you've got the email right at your fingertips. You can record something, send it out, not like it was back in the old days, man. That was 2-inch tape days. That was horrible. So
yeah, I wish I could have been around for that, but yeah, that sounds cool.
but there was so much great music on those 2-inch tapes that came out.
Oh yeah, for real, man. That's where some of the best songs actually fucking came from. So yeah, I agree with you.
All right, Rob, what's that nucleus that keeps this band together and moving right along, and especially loving what you're hearing now from these guys?
It's just really how good everyone gets along in the actual project. How there's minimal headaches. There's the agreements on certain subjects that are usually problems in other projects. We all come to an understanding, but it's also too the actual sound, and the recent success of the actual release really pushed the momentum forward greatly. So yeah, And also the fact too, we have 8 songs that are literally ready to fucking go. We have 3 music videos that are actually fucking done, and then we have another one we're tracking, and well, we are shooting another video. I think it's July 1st or 2nd in Houston, and then around September we're going to be shooting 3 more just to make sure that we have a continuous momentum to release and all that other stuff. But yeah.
How excited are you to finally have this debut single, A Way Out, and be done with, and finally just say, look, we're done. We can move on. Let's get this going.
Man, it feels fucking good. Really, man, because I'm not a patient person, and I'm just going to put it that way. There were times where I really, like, there were, not everything has been easy, and that's with every project, but, you know, it feels fucking awesome, man. And I'll say that.
Did you guys feel, though, that this single had to come out swinging for this band, you know, to say, hey, it's got to grab attention?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. You know, that was I had started the planning for the marketing I think in like 2020, and I had been trying to plan budgets between all the music and how much all that was, and it's yeah, man, that's really one reason why I branched out to so many producers, to make sure that it was going to be a success, because this right here there's a lot of work put into it. And so the fact that that we landed Revolver on the first fucking day, that is pretty awesome, man. And then the success on Spotify, man, yeah, it's pretty awesome.
What led this track, A Way Out, to be that first song to go out for you guys? I know that this has been worked on for a while, but what was it about that one that said, let's get this one to go out first?
Man, you know what? I think it's the energy. I'm going to be honest. It's something with the energy on the song, man. It's like, it's really, I don't know, man. I have never heard it in any other songs, and I love a lot of fucking bands, but there's just something about this track when I listen to it. Still, it has all the energy that is actually needed for an actual track. So that's one of the reasons why we released it, and also too, that's one of the reasons why we decided to name the band after it too. So yeah, this is one of those self-defining singles. Now, I know everybody will have their opinions, but for the hype from all the members and all that other stuff, this is what I have gathered from that. So yeah.
You know, and I'm going to say this right now, and I'm not knocking it or anything, but anybody who's out there who truly loves music actually sits down and listens to this. You know, you play it a couple times, man, it's going to hit you. It's going to finally sink in. You're going to be like, oh shit, that chorus is like, oh my God. So that's what I'm saying, man. This has got a kick to it, and I'm glad this came out first. I'm not knocking any other singles that you guys have stored away, but this made a statement for sure.
Oh man, I really appreciate that. You know, the people involved in it, like I said, they did a fucking awesome job, man. And it's insane. And it was also an effort from me and Josh as well. So yeah, it's definitely been a lot of fucking work. It hasn't been easy, but I'm really happy you like the actual song. Okay.
So you mentioned there's 8 tracks already recorded.
Yes, sir.
What are we looking for with these? Are we waiting for a full-length EP, just singles? What are you guys shooting for, possibly, if you could talk about it?
All singles, man. Well, from what I've gathered, the strategy is to market them all as singles. I mean, for me, I really look at the term albums as if you pick up like an actual record deal. Me personally, I and watching how other bands have actually been doing it, I think releasing them as singles is really the way to go. So, yes, albums are fucking awesome. I am not saying they are actually bad, but if you only market 3 actual good songs from an album, nobody's gonna actually listen to the rest of the actual songs. So to me, I personally think, like, yes, you could market them as singles and then you could release that as an actual album. But to me, I just think marketing them as actual singles would be is pretty much what we are going to do. So yeah.
Okay. Now, this video was directed by Brian D. Bradley and Samson Ma. So I got to know this. What were you guys looking for when you started this video? Because when you first started out, I absolutely love it. You hear the knocks at the door, nobody's there. And I was like, this has got to be some paranormal shit or something going on. They're going to kidnap her, whatever, and they kidnap her. And I was like, here we go. What was you guys looking for, honestly, when you first came into this?
So this song is based off in really anxiety and depression, man. If you look at what she's writing in the beginning, the lyrics pretty much say it all. And the whole song, it's a battle with anxiety. That's what the main lyrics were originally based off of, and the whole actual concept of the red robes, where you, is pretty much like your vices, your anxiety, your relationships, or any fucking thing like that, because it can really be related to all those things. So yeah.
Is it a collaborative effort, or does one person usually take the lead for writing, or do y'all pitch in on it?
So now that we have other members, it's going to be more of a collective process, which I'm pretty excited for. It's still going to be fucking awesome. But as far as the same writing team, we still have Kile Odell. He is on board. Then we have Robbie Joyner. Then we have Richard Wigcander, which is the drummer from Fire from the Gods. So yeah, it's a pretty awesome team still. So yeah.
So these 8 tracks that you have recorded, was there one that totally ended up sounding different than it was intended to? Or is it just a way out, this one only?
I think we had a set goal with all of the actual tracks. I think all of the tracks, I can say in a certain way, ended up a bit different than we originally planned to. But, we were not expecting to have a feature from Kellen Quinn on one track. So, and when that came through, man, it really, because the song was still good without him, but with him, it just sounds fucking awesome too. So that song, Nothing to Die For, also originally started out completely fucking different. I had originally wrote that in my house, and then I got with Kile Odell, and he basically transformed the whole song, man. He's a pretty awesome fucking writer. So, and then, from there, then we booked Josh with Robbie Joyner and Richard. He flew out and he recorded the vocals. And honestly, I think we got Kellen like 2 or 3 months after we originally tracked, man, because that was not really planned. It was just an idea that I had got one day, and I was like, you know what, I think we need a feature on this actual track. So yeah, I think that one would be the one that actually turned out that not as good as we had expected it to in the beginning. So yeah. But yeah.
I know these are your babies. I understand that completely, but are there any tracks standing out more to you than any right now that you can talk about? Are there any that are standing out like, yeah, this is one of my favorites other than this one?
Man, that's hard one, man. I'm gonna be honest. I like all the tracks. All of them are different in their own way. I would say my second favorite would be the Nothing Left. It has the classic new metal vibes, which is what I'm about, really. And It has some of the Linkin Park in it too, and it just turned out fucking awesome, man. So yeah, me personally, I think my second favorite would be Nothing Left. So yeah.
Is the track listing placement important for this, for these singles, or how you're going to release them?
It definitely does, because it actually tells a whole story, man. Yeah, so that's one thing to notice, to watch our tracks when they are being released. It's actually like it's meant to be released in a certain order because it tells an actual story. So yeah, and that's another cool fucking thing too. So, but yeah.
I got to know this though, working with all these people on these songs, man, did they get something out of you guys that you think somebody else might not have gotten possibly? Like, did they get something out of you all that you never thought was there and then finally came out?
More professionalism is basically what I would say. Understanding what writing a song is actually about, versus like trying to throw every idea you can in a fucking song and expecting it to work, because it's not like that. It's a whole process. And it's a big process, and I never looked at it that way, and coming out of this, it's really just transformed my whole experience as an artist. So yeah, it definitely changed my perspective on writing. I would say 100%, man. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. And I would say the same for Josh. And yeah, he is super stoked too, man. So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right, we're going to throw a way out the window for just 1 minute. We're just going to focus on you on the next couple of questions. And these are my $1 million questions, as I call them. So
no worries, man.
If a way out could write an album equivalent to your favorite band's album, which one would it be?
Meteora, 100%.
Linkin Park. There you go.
Mm-hmm. That's my favorite fucking band ever, man. So yeah.
That's a good pick. That is a good pick. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. If you could be a member, Rob, of an iconic band and play one of their legendary shows, which band would it be and what show would it be?
I say Linkin Park live in Texas.
Again, another one. Another one. I never got to see Linkin Park, and I wished I did. My buddy begged me to go watch them one year with him, and I couldn't get away, and I kicked myself in the butt.
Great band, man.
I should have went. All right, Mr. Rob, how can folks stay in touch with A Way Out and pick up all these releases when they come out, this new release, especially entitled A Way Out? How can they do that, good sir?
So yeah, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook. If you send us a message on any platform, we can respond if you have any questions or anything like that. So yeah, man, that also is YouTube. I think it's Twitter. I think it's VK, which is the Russian social media site.
Wow.
I have to check that. So, but yeah, man.
What I'm going to do too is I'm also going to list all these links down here in the description when this interview posts, so that way people can go and grab this up and support you guys for sure.
Sweet, yeah, that's fucking awesome, man. Hell yeah, thank you.
Before I let you go, would you care to do a promo for my show, sir?
Hey, this is Rob from A Way Out, and you listen to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great interviews coming up, and you only hear these right here on BODS Mayhem Hour. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link and our YouTube link, and please subscribe to that YouTube link if you like what I'm doing. And I hope you guys and gals are, because this is absolutely a blast to bring these interviews to you all. Trust me, it is. Get out, check out A Way Out. Check out their debut single entitled A Way Out. Also, give this band a fair shot. I'm telling you right now, when you listen to this song, it may take a couple of times, but when it sinks in, you're going to be like, oh my God, I get it now. I mean, this song, this chorus, everything about it, when it kicks off, you will be impressed. And I will state that right now. So, Rob, thank you for the interview, and I wish you guys.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.